Let's just take initially to begin a few breaths in our lower spine, so the lumbar spine. Beginning to equalize your breathing, samavriti with ujjayi. A few breaths in our middle spine. Sensing and feeling what each part of the spine represents for our physiology, the mental landscape of our mind, our memories, and our path on this liberation of yoga. And then a few breaths into the upper spine, neck and head region. And then starting this quality of yogic breathing with the awareness of the entire spine. Moving up and down, or just feeling this general expansion and contraction. Today, slowly lifting your palms and placing your fingertips lightly resting on the earth beside you. Very light, delicate touch. Almost like the springtime when the very smallest, softest shoots erupt from the earth. How energetic they are, yet how delicate. And feeling that same energy coming up through the fingertips into the arms towards Anahata, the heart center. Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupini Devi Mantramayim Naumi Matrikam Pitha Rupini. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sat. Staying with your breath, staying with your connection to earth. Right, as you may or may not know, right, yesterday, Thich Nhat Hanh left his body. And I wanted to read something for you from his book, Love Letter to the Earth. I don't generally read in classes, but I really wanted to pay respect to such a wonderful master and Bodhisattva. This is a small letter called The Earth is a Solid Place of Refuge. When we feel that we are fragile, not stable or solid, we can come back to ourselves and take refuge in the earth. With each step, we can feel her solidity beneath our feet. When we're truly in touch with the earth, we can feel her supportive embrace and her stability. We can use all our body and mind to go back to the earth and surrender ourselves to her. With each breath, we release all our agitation, our fragility, and our suffering. Just being aware of her benevolent presence can already bring relief. On the verge of the Buddha's enlightenment, he touched the earth with his hand and asked her to bear witness to his awakening. Flowers sprang up in celebration at the very place where his hand touched the ground. At that moment, the Buddha's mind became so free and so clear that he saw millions of flowers everywhere smiling at him. We can be like the Buddha and in difficult moments touch the earth as our witness. We can take refuge in the earth as our original mother. We can say, I touch the pure and refreshing earth. Whatever nationality or culture we belong to, whatever religion we follow, whether we're Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, Jews, or atheists, we can all see that Mother Earth is a great Bodhisattva. When we can see her in this way, with all her many virtues, we will walk more gently on her and treat her and all children more gently. We will want to protect her and not harm her or any of the myriad forms of life she has given birth to. We will stop wreaking destruction and violence on Mother Earth. We will resolve the question of what we mistakenly call the environmental problem. The earth is not just the environment. The earth is us. Everything depends on whether we have this insight or not. When you're able to see the earth for the Bodhisattva that she is, you will want to bow down and touch the earth with reverence and respect. Then love and care will be born in your heart. This awakening is enlightenment. Don't look for enlightenment elsewhere. This awakening, this enlightenment will bring about a great transformation in you, and you'll have more happiness, more love, and more understanding than from any other practice. Enlightenment, liberation, peace, and joy aren't dreams for the future. They're a reality available to us in the present moment. Letting this be born in your heart that truly the earth is a great Bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas are beings that work for the liberation of all, freedom from suffering. They often withhold their own liberation so that others may be set free. The ultimate examples of metta, loving kindness, upeksha, equanimity, mudita, sympathetic joy, and karuna, compassion. I am one cell in this body of the earth, one cell of this great Bodhisattva. May all beings be free, may all beings be liberated. With your next inhalation, taking the arms out and up. Reach from the earth, interlace the fingers, press up through the palms. Now the practices we do are supplements to this reality, this truth. Start to breathe deeply in Ujjayi. Slight constriction in the throat so you can hear the sound of the breath. Lifting from the lungs, lifting from the chest, lifting from your organs of breathing. Good. 36 rounds, Kapalbhati. Forceful exhalation, passive inhalation, as long as you're not on your cycle or pregnant or any of the contraindications. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath at the top, contract the pelvic floor and begin. Forceful exhalation, passive inhalation, your own pace, please. Follow your breath. Whenever you're done, take your hands down. Keep the back of the neck long. As the back of the neck lengthens, feeling the relationship between the back of the neck and your sacral body, deep in the lumbar spine. Bring the right hand to Mrigi Mudra, hand towards the face. Anuloma Ujjayi. Inhaling with Ujjayi Pranayam, and as we exhale, we're breathing out, alternate nostrils. Today we'll keep the pace of 4-second inhale, slight pause, and 8-second exhale. As we pause and hold the breath, being in remembrance of this great Mother Earth as the Bodhisattva that she is. Go ahead and breathe through both nostrils. And as you breathe out, start to lengthen your exhalations. Empty, empty, empty completely. Keeping the nostrils open, inhale Ujjayi for 4 seconds. Lightly hold the breath, mind deep in the midbrain, but connected to the pelvic floor. Close the left nostril, exhale right for 8. Soft breathing, quiet breathing. Mind in the nostril. Open both nostrils, inhale Ujjayi. Focus at the throat. Light hold. Close the right, exhale left. Open both nostrils, inhale Ujjayi. Light hold. Relaxing your body into the earth. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Quiet breath. 8 seconds. Open both nostrils, inhale Ujjayi. Light hold. Close the right, exhale left. Open both nostrils, inhale Ujjayi. Hold, immerse yourself. Close the left, exhale right. Open both nostrils, inhale Ujjayi. Hold. Close the right nostril, exhale left. Take the hand down. Relax your breathing first, just observe. When you're ready, starting to deepen in Ujjayi. Go ahead and open your eyes. Right, we just go ahead and come to stand, please, facing the eastern direction if you can. We'll start with some Surya Namaskars. Standing in Samasthiti, feet together, arms down by the sides of the body, chin slightly down, Jalandhara Bandha. Bring your weight into the heel bones. Energize your legs. Right, standing as though you are emerging from the earth rather than standing on top of the earth. Focusing your mind in the pranasthana, deep in the heart center. Remembering that solar light, the wisdom of the sun, undifferentiated, undivided. Inhale, bring the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart. Exhale here. Inhale, point the fingertips down, arms out, and all the way up. Interlace the fingers at the top. Reach, 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 stretching the spine. As you exhale, separate the fingers, fold all the way down to the ground. Uttanasana. Relax your limbs, relax your head. Inhale here. Next exhalation, bend your knees, squatting down, Utkatasana, halfway or all the way, palms on the earth. Fingers together, round the spine. Inhale, press into the palms. Lightly hold the breath, contract the pelvic floor. For the first round, just step back into a high chaturanga, high plank position. And then exhale, bending your elbows. You can drop your knees, lower your body to the earth. Inhale, stretch your arms out, palms pressed together, head down between the two upper elbows. The legs together behind you, toes pointing up. Take a few breaths here. Danda Samarpana, full body prostration. Energize the inner thighs. Lengthen through the pelvic floor, down through the big toes. And feel that energy then coursing from the sacrum up the spine, back of the neck, through the fingertips. Holding that central sun deep in the abdomen as you lay with surrender to Mother Earth. Next inhalation, take your hands by the sides of the chest. Up your toes, fingers together. Exhale here. As you inhale, go ahead and press yourself halfway up or all the way up. Exhale, drop the knees to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, forward and up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Relax the abdomen towards the earth. Next exhalation, draw the belly in towards the sacrum as you bring the hips back and lift the knees up off of the ground. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees. Hold the breath out, gaze forward, just lightly step forward. Squatting down, Uttanasana. Inhale, slide the hands back, lengthen the legs, fold forward. Exhale, getting closer towards your lower body. Bring the weight back into the heel bones. Inhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms down, out in front of you and all the way up as you rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra. A moment of reflection, a moment of pause. We'll do the Surya Namaskara 2 more times. Stabilize your heart rate by just observing. Next inhalation, point the fingertips down and then reach them out to the sides and all the way up. Interlace the fingers, press up, lengthen the spine by lifting the waist. Exhale, separate the hands, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, stay here, head down. Exhale, squatting deep into Uttanasana. Inhale, energize your palms, feel the soles of your feet buoyant. Hold the breath, contract the pelvic floor. Now lightly step or hop back to Chaturanga. Exhale, lower down, all the way onto the ground. Inhale, extend the arms forward, palms pressed together, head down. Dandasana, just one breath here, please. Energize through the limbs. A very active relationship with both the earth and this devotion in the heart. Your next exhalation, take the hands by the sides of the chest. Your next inhalation, tuck the toes, lifting up to Chaturanga with the knees up or down. Exhale here. Inhale, rising up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Right? In this tradition, we keep the knees down. Exhale, tucking the toes, moving from the center of your body, bringing it back and rising it up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, bend your knees. Hold the breath out, lightly step or hop forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, slowly slide the hands back as you lengthen the legs and fold over them in Uttanasana. Exhale, deepen here. Your next inhalation, interlace the fingers and rise up. Your next exhalation, find the hands in Anjali Mudra at the heart. Again, a moment of reflection, contemplation, and prayer. Right? Any great teacher or master will tell you that devotion is the beginning of the path, it's the middle of the path, and it's the end of the path. So cultivating that quality of surrender. To this inner being, deep in the heart center. Start to deepen in Ujjayi again. This time, if you had your eyes open, maybe practicing with eyes closed as much as you can. Inhale, get the arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers at the top and exhale as you fold, lowering your body, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, squat down, Uttanasana. Inhale here, energize through the parts of your body touching the earth. Contract the pelvic floor and lightly step or hop back. High chaturanga, low chaturanga, knees up or knees down. Exhale all the way to the inhale. Danda Samarpanam, full prostration, palms pressed together, foot down. Exhale here. And inhale here. Exhale, hands by the sides of the chest. Inhale, tuck your toes and lightly lift up your capacity. Exhale here. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, lightly bend the knees, bring the hips back in space, empty the abdomen, Uddiyana Bandha. Hold the breath out, step or hop forward. Utkatasana, and then inhale, Uttanasana. Lengthen the legs, fold over them. Exhale, get deeper towards the lower body. Inhale, interlace the fingers, extend the arms out and all the way up. Exhale, hands back down into Anjali Mukha. Take a pause here. Get back your breath. Observe your breath rate, your heart rate, the experience of your mind in your body. Good. And then slowly relax your arms down by the sides. Opening the eyes, again, deepening your breathing. Looking down, you just step the feet wider than hip width apart. We're coming into prep for Agnisara. Bring the hands onto thighs. Fingers can face out or in. Right, today we'll move towards the full practice of Agnisara. So if you're on your cycle, you'll just stay with the first step. Of course, if you're pregnant, stay with the first step. Good. Right, first step is a Kunchana Prasarana, abdominal squeeze, just like a standing cat cow, but this time using the full strength of the legs as they connect to the earth. Exhale from the abdomen, pull the belly in, round the spine, chin down towards the knot of the throat, into Jalandhara Bandha. Inhale, relax the muscles of the abdomen as you breathe in. That is neutral. Exhale, focus deep in the belly, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, relax, and then breathe. Good. Exhale, squeeze. Feel the movement of your spinal vertebrae supported by your legs. Inhale to relax. Good. Just continue at your own pace of breath, really slowing down and focusing on the exhalations. The exhalations are what start to fan the inner fire, the Agni Tattva. Right, in Tantra, that fire is pure intelligence, burning away the impurities in the center of the gut. Good. After you've gotten comfortable with this first step, starting to employ the bandhas. So your next exhalation, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. At the end of your exhalation, hold the breath out, contract Mula Bandha, bring up Uddiyana Bandha, bring down the chin, all three bandhas, pelvic floor, belly, and chin. And then before you lose your breath, relax the lower two bandhas, breathe in, and soften the chin. Good. And then again, repeat, exhale, exhale, exhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the breath out. Hold the breath out. Contract Mula Bandha. If you can, practice Uddiyana Bandha and chin down. Again, relax the lower two bandhas, and then as you breathe in, soften the spine, chin comes to neutral. And just continue, either with the first step or now with the second step. Remember, practicing in a way that's sustainable. So if you lose your breath, especially on the inhalation, go back to the first step or rest with your forearms on your thighs until you get your breath back and then begin again. Good. Now, before we move on to the third step, the next time you inhale, relax and bring your forearms on your thighs. Just rest for a moment. If you remember, right, the full practice of Agnisara is deep in the pumping of the abdomen when the breath is held out in Bahya Pumba. So initially, maybe it's just one pump or two pumps, but later on, you can build your capacity. Good. Now bring the palms back up onto the thighs. If you've never done the practice or you're forgotten, you can always look here. Otherwise, you can follow along with the instruction. Good. Now, your next exhalation, round the spine. Pull up and in. Just get used to the posture. First two rounds are just movement of the spine. Inhale, relax. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, relax. Following two breaths are with the bandhas. As you exhale now, pull the belly in. Hold the breath out, bandhas. Relax the bandhas, breathe in. Exhale. Bandhas to your capacity. Relax the bandhas, breathe in. Good. Now with the full Agnisara, now exhale all the breath out. Bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. With the breath held out, using the muscles of the abdomen, pump the abdomen forward and back. Relax your effort. Relax the bandhas, breathe in. Breathe out, empty, empty, empty. bandhas. With the bandhas in place, pump the abdomen forward and back. Before you lose your breath, relax the bandhas and breathe in. Good. Now I'll leave it up to you, continuing at your pace, either in full Agnisara, first step, second step, or just resting, please. Right. Learning what it's like to move from the deep core of the body. Good. One more round, and then come to rest, forearms on your thighs, please. Right, Agnisara and Nauli, the churning of the abdomen, are two practices that I do without fail for the last 15 years, every single morning, as long as I'm not on my cycle. I'm very deeply important for energizing and giving life to the core of my life, my internal organs and that. Now, when you're ready, slowly take the hands on the thighs, rise up. Come to stand, Tadasana. If you feel a bit unsteady, widen the feet, otherwise bring the feet together. Just feel the temperature change in the body. Start to deepen your breathing back into Ujjayi. Keep the eyes open for down. Standing to the middle of the long edge of your mat, please. Next inhalation, take the arms out to the sides from the shoulders. Lift from the waist, exhale all the breath out. Feel the movement of the belly now a little bit more pronounced. Hold the breath out, step or lightly hop the feet apart. Trikonasana sthiti. Toes out, heels in. Right, legs are not super wide, generally feet under the hands. Inhale here. Exhale, bend over that right leg, reach with the right hand, and then take the right hand down to the outside of the right leg, or if it's on the ground, right to the outside of the right pinky toe. You can always use a block. Good. Now bring that left shoulder back in space so that you're in one plane of existence, hips, shoulders, and head. Right? The head can look down, can look up as you wish. Can be neutral. Come back to your breathing in Ujjayi. Feel the movement of the abdomen, more responsive there, perhaps through the Agnisara practice. Good. Next inhalation, using the back leg, left leg, inhale, slow rise up. Feel the lift from the waist, very nice everyone. And then exhale over to the left side. Reach, reach, reach. And then take the left hand behind the left leg, onto the leg, onto the ground, or onto a block. Right arm extends up. And then just start to roll the right lung back so that it's feeling like it's in the same plane as your hips, as your legs. Right. Deepen in the awareness of the breath, linking mind with prana. Uttanasana is really a fantastic asana. It's a full, extreme immersion in the body. Good. Using your awareness of your right foot, right heel, inhale, slow rise up. Exhale here, just one resting breath. Parivritti, now moving for the revolve version. We'll move in one breath. Sometimes we break it up into several breaths, but in one breath, we'll move to our Revolve Triangle. So as you exhale, keeping the feet as they are, turn the waist towards the right. Take the left hand to the outside of the right leg, twist the spine, gaze behind you, and then lifting the right arm up. You can always use a block. Every exhalation, feeling the rotation of the part of your spine that feels most solidified. Right, for me, that's always the upper back. For you, maybe somewhere else. Bringing your mind, energy, and prana there. And focusing on what revolution around the spine feels like from there. Beautiful. Watch your breathing. Might start to become erratic. Slow it down, pressing into your left heel. Inhale, right? Feel the movement of the spine coming back to Trikonasana. Very good. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, left side twist, twist, twist from the lower waist towards the left. Continue your journey down. Left right hand to the outside of the left leg, left arm up towards the sky. Good. First breath is to get used to the posture, get used to finding balance here. Second breath is to feel where in the spine can I allow more rotation. Third breath is to go into subtle body, mind with prana, and continuing from there. Good. That back right leg will really help you here. An anchor to twist. And then as you inhale, an anchor to rise up. Exhale, hands to the hips. If the feet have moved, which sometimes they do, just rearrange them back to toes out, heels in. Right? I know in other traditions they teach a different way, and it's fine if you practice that way. But you can see how you feel with Trikonasana with this foot position. And then slowly widen the feet just a little bit more towards your Prasarita Padottanasana stance, right? Wide-legged forward fold. So generally in Trikonasana, we have a shorter stance, and then about a foot's length out on either side is your Prasarita stance. Right? Only widening the feet if you still feel stable here. If you don't, then come back to your Trikonasana stance. Good. Now interlace the fingers behind the back. Good. Now pressing into the outer edges of the feet as you inhale, lifting the arms away from the lower back first. And then as you exhale, beginning to hinge forward, holding towards the space between the legs as the arms rise up. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine out and rise all the way up. Right. Keep the hands at the hips if you need to. Arc the upper back, knees up. And then exhale. Watch how your thigh bones rotate inwards as you fold. It's a fantastic geometry. Inhale, slowly rise up. Take the hands at the hips to support you if you need to. Good. Exhale here, separate the fingers. Inhale here, this time take the arms out to the sides, palms face forward. Arc the upper back. And then exhale, hinging from the hips. Watch how the inner thighs rotate towards one another. Fold, 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 fold. Take a hold of your outer legs or big toes as you come into your fold, fold, fold. Head down, right? Gazing back behind you helps to relax the neck. If you like to keep your hands on the ground or on the blocks underneath the shoulders, that's fine too. No problem. Good. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Moving from the gross to the subtle. You can always soften your knees as much as you need to. And just like you did in Agnisara, right? Having that awareness, you can work with the bandhas here as well. Exhaling all the breath out. Holding the breath out as you employ the bandhas. Deep hollow of the abdomen. Bringing the upper body closer to the lower body and then relaxing the bandhas and breathing in. Five more breaths. If your head can touch the ground, palms by the sides of the head, top of the head on the earth. And really gaining that deep understanding of your relationship with this great mother through the leg energy. Good. Now soften your knees slightly. You can heel toe your feet slightly closer together if you need help a little bit coming up, if you still feel a little bit unstable, no problem. Hands to the hips or interlace your fingers, press the palms out in front of you, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands back onto the hips, onto the pelvis. Hold the breath out, step, or lightly hop the feet together. Good. Turning to the short edge of your mat, relax your arms down, lead sequence to the ground. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up. Exhale, palms pressed together in a Namaskara position above the head. Inhale, arc the upper back only, gaze up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, bend your knees, squat down, Utkatasana. Follow your breathing. Inhale. Peak of the inhale, contract the pelvic floor, step or lightly hop, your version of Chaturanga. Exhale here. Drop the knees, inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Balasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana, child's pose, or your downward facing dog. Whatever you feel in this moment. 3 breaths wherever you are. Energize through the back body. Good. And then your next exhalation, if you're in child's pose, please come up. If you're not in Adho Mukha Svanasana, exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, lightly step or hop forward, and then swing the legs through for seated, right? Coming down onto the buttocks, extending the legs forward onto your mat. Dandasana, palms down by the sides of the body, toes pointed or flexed. Energize the thigh bones down as you exhale. Widen the base of the pelvic floor. As you inhale, lift from the waist. Shoulders back and down. Good. Just practicing here, maybe 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. Good. Gomukhasana. Your next exhalation, gaze at your right knee. You can help your right knee to bend, foot towards you. Step the foot to the outer left thigh and then place the knee on top of the thigh. So you're laying the knee down, not upright towards the sky. You can work in this Ardha variation, right? The leg can look in a manner of ways. It can be a number 4, or it can be really stacked one on top of the other. If this is comfortable for you, lean over to the left side, bend the left knee and bring the left heel towards the outer right hip. And then I like to place my hands on the soles of the feet, lift up with my hips, squeeze my inner thighs a little bit closer together, and then sit nicely down. If you find that there's strain in sitting down, grab a blanket or a block or a cushion and sit on the cushion. Good. If you're in the Ardha variation with the leg extended, interlace the fingers around the knees. If you're in the full variation, bring the heels of your hands into the soles of the feet and just create that closed circuit. Good. Roll the shoulders up and then back and down, chin down. Good. Soften the lower jaw and feel the breath circulating around the soft palate as you breathe in Ujjayi. There can be a variety of sensations here, being in the present moment as sensations arise and pass away. And notice as you observe with balanced mind, the sensations then become energy that feed the pathway up the spine. Stay here, or if you would like to now, folding over the thighs, not from the head and shoulders, but from the deep base of the sacrum and lower abdomen, and then the head and neck can totally relax. 5 breaths more of your choosing. If you're working with the subtle body, right, every pose is a fantastic pose because every pose has an incredible amount of information for you. There's always something interesting to observe. Slow down your exhalations for the last 2 breaths. Really feel that void at the end of your exhalations. Inhale. Using the energy at the pelvic floor, slowly rise up. Bring your hands to the sides of the hips, away from the feet or the knees. Lean back slightly. And then as you exhale, kick out your legs in Dandasana. Again, energize through the thighs. Energize through the lift of the waist as you inhale and exhale. Really establish yourself in Dandasana before moving to the other side. Good. Now the left knee as you exhale. Looking at the left knee, bend the left knee towards you, step it over to the outer right thigh, and then lay the knee down into whatever shape you can assume. If you can, knee over knee, thigh over thigh, really squeezing the thighs together. You can always use a blanket underneath the outer left thigh or knee to help you. Good. And then lean to the right side if you're moving towards the Purna variation, the full variation. Bending the left knee, right heel to the outer left hip. And then sit up a little bit higher, squeeze the inner thighs, and then sit back down. You can do this with the leg extended also. Interlace around the front knee or heels into this natural curve of the sole of your foot, known as your arch. Some people like to even take the fingers in between the toes. That's fine too. And then establish especially this Jalandhara Bandha. It's very important here in the Gomukhasana. Helps to get the strength of the arrangement of the spine so that we can awaken the Pranashakti deep in the belly. Again, take the first breath to relax into the physical structure. The next breath to gain an understanding and feeling of the spine within the physical structure. And subsequent breaths to bring mind towards sensations known as prana. When you are, and if you are established in pranic awareness, then folding forward if you like, or staying upright. Folding from that deep core of the abdomen. Or staying upright with spinal breaths. 5 more breaths. Now beginning to lengthen your exhalations. Empty, 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 complete. Is there really any difference between this earth body and your body? Your next inhalation, first feeling the pelvic floor and then rising from there. As you exhale, take your hands off the knees or the legs, feet, onto the ground beside the hips. Press down into the earth and then use that to lean back and then kick the legs forward or help them. You can always help your legs. It's no big deal. And then again, establish yourself in Dandasana. As you exhale, press down through the thigh bones. If you need to feel that physically, you can always take the hands on top of the thighs and have a light pressure. And then as you inhale, take the hands back by the sides of the hips and use that support to lift the waist and draw the shoulder blades down and back. Good. Now next exhalation, slightly lean back, bend your knees and place the feet on the ground. Separate the knees, bring the arms in between the legs, and then hold to the outsides of the feet. Once you have the hold, walk the heels closer towards the sitting bones, right? Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Chin is neutral. See if you can balance on the sitting bones and just the very tips of the heel bones. Okay. Next inhalation, coming into a variation of your Navasana, lifting the shins to parallel with the ground. But the main thing here is to bring the thighs as close to the abdomen or sides of the body as you can, so that you have a real connection between the lower and the upper parts of your body. Good. Breathe and relax. And then exhale, lower the heel bones down. Let go of the outsides of your feet. Take your fingers and hold on to your big toes. Your peace fingers and your thumbs, hold on to the big toes. Same movement here. Exhale, bring the thighs closer towards you. Heel bones walk back. And then inhale. Shins maybe parallel to the ground or one shin at a time. Just see the capacity today. Deep focus on the abdomen. Now inhale, look straight forward. And then if you can, begin to lengthen the legs towards full Navasana. Good. Now with the breath, dynamic. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, bend your elbows, bring your thighs closer towards you, head towards the knees. Inhale, gaze up. Knees can bend, no problem. Exhale, bend your elbows, legs towards you like you would in a forward fold. One more time. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale. Empty that space between the upper and lower bodies. Good. Inhale, relax. And then exhale, bend your knees. Step the feet down onto the ground. Hands by the sides of the hips. Kick out the legs in Uttanasana. Inhale, take the arms up, interlace the fingers. And then exhale, roll down. You can always use your hands to support you as you come down onto the ground. Uttanasana. Bring the shoulder blades nicely underneath you. And then one final release for the spine as you exhale, Uttanasana, both knees in. Wrap your arms around the thighs or the shins. Squeeze, 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 3 breaths. Knees to chest. If you can, hold towards opposite elbows. Right, deepening in the hip flexors. That's where your legs meet the pelvis in the front of the body. The compression is there and towards the internal organs. Right, remember the first step is towards Rakta Sanchara or blood circulation. The physical manifestation of pranic circulation. Good. Next, exhalation, release. And come to lay down in your Shavasana. If you wear glasses, take the glasses off. Have a pillow underneath the head so that the abdomen can relax. Cover yourself with a blanket. It is the winter season right now. Let the fingers curl and just let the body rest now. Part of that is now letting go of the breath and letting the breath be completely natural. Start to relax your head, your neck. Let the facial muscles soften towards the sides. Eyeballs sink into the head. dropping the weight of the shoulders into earth, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Heart and lungs, solar plexus, belly button, sacrum and pelvic organs, hip joints, knee joints, ankle joints, and toe joints. And just take the next few breaths to sweep the body from your toe tips to the crown of the head as you breathe in, the crown of the head to the toe tips as you breathe. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, my body is at peace. Breathing in, I take refuge in Mother Earth. Breathing out, I release all my suffering to the earth. On your next journey upwards, find your way to settle at the heart center. Let the mind rest now in one singular place, its original home. Not forcing one's way in, but entering as though taking steps into a holy place with reverence, with faith, with love. Good. And keeping your mind rooted in the heart center, starting to breathe deeper now. As we move from relaxation to gentle concentration, you can choose. Would I rather do this practice lying down or seated upright? If you are awake and alert, but enjoying the process and practice of surrendering to earth, you can remain laying down. Otherwise, starting to energize yourself and wake up the limbs to come to a seated position. Once you have found your seat, taking a few breaths to make your gentle entry back into the heart center. We'll take a few moments to reflect on the qualities of a bodhisattva, one who works for the benefit of all beings, whose heart is pure, mind bright with wisdom. When there is hatred within oneself or outside of oneself, the bodhisattva cultivates metta bhavana, loving kindness, friendship with the inner forces of hatred and outer forces of hatred. Letting yourself feel, if you can, for a moment, what Maitri Metta feels like within the heart. Loving kindness for self and all beings. When there's deep suffering within oneself, around oneself, the Bodhisattva cultivates karuna, compassion. A deep willingness to understand we are all one and same. A connection to the suffering of oneself and others. Through compassion, karuna. When there is jealousy, envy, deep raga or attachment within oneself, outside of oneself, the Bodhisattva cultivates mudita, sympathetic joy, a unique happiness in which you celebrate what others have. A genuine feeling of joy for the upliftment of others and yourself. Mudita, sympathetic joy. And when there is harm, cruel acts, violence, lack of understanding in others or within oneself, the Bodhisattva cultivates upeksha, equanimity, balance between the pairs of opposites. These qualities, metta or maitri, upeksha, mudita, karuna, are laid out in the Yoga Sutras and the teachings of the Buddha. They represent the qualities of an enlightened heart. As you exhale, bringing your palms together at the heart, just paying respect to all of those bodhisattvas who work tirelessly to purify their minds and hearts, to share these teachings with us so that we may benefit. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. As you exhale, surrender your body to Mother Earth. Inhale to rise. Bring the palms together, generating heat. And that warm, loving care of your hands to your eyes and face. Good. Thank you so much, everyone.